CASCADE is a community which brings together people who are interested in children's social care. It strives to produce excellent research, and we try to ensure that that research makes a difference. I think more than anything, I think of it as a place where we generate, test, refine, change ideas about how we might do children's social care.
How did CASCADE come to be? Well, 11 years ago, I and a number of others were doing research about children's social care, but we were sort of attached to other kind of social research centres. And I felt that we didn't have much of an internal or external identity. So I took the opportunity of getting some support from the university, and I spent that year looking into whether we could set up some kind of centre. I just spent time hanging out really with people who receive services, people who deliver services, academics, to say, you know, what would a centre look like? Could it do for you? Have we got enough going on here to justify having a centre? And the answer to all of that really was yes. We employed a couple more staff over that first year, but then I upped and left. I got this job, which was an unmissable job, to be Children's Commissioner for Wales. I had to go and start it. It was a 7-year post.
We were shell-shocked, and we were like, Sally's going, what on earth are we going to do? We had some time then where we were sort of adapting. We were supported by Jonathan, June Statham and Crowley, and then Donald got the job.
So I joined at the very beginning of January 2016. I was really struck by how friendly everyone was, both within CASCADE, but also we're in the School of Social Sciences. And then we started applying for grants, and actually we started to have quite a lot of success quite early on. We just started to go for grants and get grants and build things up. And then there was a step change when we went for the funding for the What Works Centre. It massively expanded CASCADE, so we went from being 5 or 6 people to 30 to 40 people.
It was lovely to see the centre grow, for us to start researching in different areas and to have more people come in, their energy, their ideas, their knowledge and expertise.
And what I think was particularly impressive was after that work ended, we could very easily have shrunk again. That work ended, we could have lost a lot of staff on short-term contracts and we would have become a very small centre again, but that didn't happen.
But we were fortunate to get Healthcare Research Wales infrastructure funding.
And a range of different people started bringing in grants to keep the centre going.
We have a good core professional services team. We have a public involvement team of 3 or 4 people.
The CASCADE Voices Young People's Group was there from the very beginning. It was always been kind of a central element to the work that we've done. From there, I set up firstly an involvement board.
The kind of things that we do in meetings is discuss the work that's ongoing at CASCADE at the moment, and also the work that's planned for the future. Increasingly, we are becoming more involved in planning and prioritising that work and having a say over what work we think should be done.
So from there, and with support from some of our lovely board members, we set up the CASCADE Parents Group.
I was recently at an event with another organisation and they were quoting Dr. Liz Roberts' research and the work she's done, and all that was started in a CASCADE boardroom. Nobody really knows, but it's our ideas and our experiences that are influencing these changes, and it's leaving that stamp on the society out there, really.
Having parents' voices heard and being able to raise that voice, and it may only be a few words that you say, but they're loud and clear. It's amazing to know you are being listened to and able to put your voice into the projects and change things for future families, hopefully going forwards.
After 7 years, I was lucky enough the university was happy to have me back, as was Cascade. And I felt like, you know, that auntie that comes to a family wedding or something, they haven't seen you for 7 years, and they go, "My, how you've grown." And I came back, we were in this shiny new building, the Spark building. And on my first day back, we was in a team meeting, I was being introduced to all of the staff, and there were so many of them doing so many exciting projects.
There's a real range of different kinds of research approaches. That's one of our strengths, I think. And I hope that we are making a contribution to extending the range of different kinds of studies that social care researchers will do.
There's a real sort of rich mixture of people who bring all sorts of things to the party. It's not a one-size-fits-all, just an interesting group of people who've done all sorts of things in all sorts of places, but are all committed to doing things that make a difference.
Having a real feel of being a part of something more important, bigger than yourself is a real sense of like, actually, this is why I'm here, this is why I do it, look what I'm able to do. It feels fulfilling.
If you do good work and you sort of disseminate it, you're not always aware of the different ways that it's influencing people's lives.
It's always been important to me, as someone who comes from a social work practitioner background, to do for academia, to actually support and hopefully help change real world issues. And children's social care is probably one of the most challenging areas of social life that we have. So it's quite exciting to be able to play that supporting role for all those people who are out there trying to do that work.
I've literally had people ask me, you know, how can we replicate what happens at Cascade? I think there's a widespread recognition that it's going really well. And the secret ingredient, the mystery to our recipe, is that everyone really, really kind of brings so much to Cascade. And in fact, the credit belongs to everybody.